God bless you, really good. It's good to see you again today. Welcome to my channel. Thank you all for watching my videos. Thank you for sharing them also. Please continue to share my videos and don't forget to hit the like button if you like it. And if this is your first time of visiting this channel, please remember to subscribe. Don't just go away without subscribing. I really appreciate that. Right, this is the program My Testimony, and if you have been following my testimony, you remember the last one, the one for last week. Please, if you haven't checked it out, you haven't seen it, quickly I'll put it on the screen for you to see. Just click on it and watch it to help you to understand the story of my life in serving the Lord, in my walk with God. Alright, so today I want to continue where I stopped in the last one. I want to talk about my service in church. I started my church from the very first day the church began, so I can say that I'm a foundation member of the church. For those that watch my testimony on Catch Them Young, you understand the very beginning, the very first day I entered the church. The church started at Onaiwu. That was where I started the church. It was on a New Year day. I just walked in, you know, Catch Them Young, you understand that. And from there, I was in the church until God helped us. The church grew. I got filled with the Holy Ghost in that same church also. And the church grew and we had to move to a bigger site. We got a plot at Second Cemetery. For those that are very conversant with Benin environment, we got a plot at Second Cemetery, and the very first service we had at Second Cemetery, I think it was a Thanksgiving or anniversary service, we had it under a canopy opposite the land that the church bought by the moats. Yeah, for those of you that know Benin very well. So the first service, it was under a canopy at that new site. We had a celebration service, just either Thanksgiving or anniversary. I can't remember the exact one now. On that day, it was a glorious one. The choir was well dressed. You know, I was in the choir already from the first building, and we were well dressed in our celebration attire. And then what happened? It started raining. It rained heavily on that day. But thank God for our pastor. He's a man of faith. He said, we are not leaving this place. Even if the cloud is dark, we are going to stay here and fellowship and finish our meeting and finish our celebration. And so all of us were, you know, charged up. The choir, over to the choir sang. We sang all through the rain. It rained cats and dogs, that kind of rain, yes, that it even affected, threw away some of the canopies, you know. But we were right there singing, praising, dancing, celebrating right inside the rain. It was a glorious experience. We were all drenched, but we were still singing and dancing and celebrating God and glorifying the name of God. It was wonderful. And from there, God helped us. We were able to build the new church, as in a new place of worship, which was like a permanent site to us then, because it was, we owned this one. The former one was a rented place, a rented hall, and then we were able to build it, and then we continued serving there. From there, the church became too small after some time also, and then we moved from there to the current place where the church is today, Believers Ministries Incorporated at Upper Owina, Iwotugu. So building that new church, which is about the biggest church in Benin now, it was it was during the time that Evangelist Monday was president. Yes, the youth president. He called me and said he wants me to be secretary, and I said okay. I gladly accepted it, and we served. And we, as the youth, we donated about 120 bags. It was first of its kind in the church for the youths to donate as a body for the to support the building of the church. We bought 120 bags of cement. I personally anchored that aspect, as in I was the one in charge of the money collection, and I was the one keeping it. I wasn't the treasurer anyway, but the president just said, handle it, Sister Grace, handle it. So I handled the keeping of the money, the collection until we had all the money that we needed for 120 bags of cement, and we went out together in the groups of some other escorts, and we bought the 120 bags of cement. And, you know, they were presented it to the church. It was wow. The whole church was, the youths were excited. The whole church was, it was a good record, you know, for the youth fellowship. So we did that, and then life went on. We still serving in the new sites. Thank God the church is completed now, and it's a sight to see. If you ever go to Benin, Nigeria, Edo State, you should check out that church. You will love the building. So that was the beginning of the building then. So I served with Evangelist Monday and everything. Thank God for grace. And then after his time, I served with Pastor Meke. Pastor Meke, I was told a little about that in the last video. Pastor Meke was the youth pastor, and check out the last video. You understand the introduction of that part. So I served with him, and at the time we started a welfare. Yes, we started a welfare unit for the youth, to take care of the youth, especially those in school, you know, youths in school. What we did, I was appointed to head that welfare unit. I had a team of wonderful sisters and brothers that were willing to work, not just spending their time, but also spending their money for the service of the Lord and to help others. We did a lot of things. We buy food stuff for students, and then in order to be able to raise money for the unit, we got an idea to start a food venture, a restaurant, a youth restaurant. What did we call it? Can I still remember the name? We started a food restaurant for the church, for the youth body, to raise money for the welfare unit of the church. And before then, the church had a kiosk where they sold snacks and soft drinks in the church. So we thought, let's do something that will provide food, because there are times that we go to church and we stay all day, you know, first service, second service, and all that. And also during this time, we had a youth church. We start 6 o'clock, 6:30 in the morning, service, and close 9 or so. I think it was a 2-hour service, 8:30, 9. And then from there, the other parts of the church will take over, the married ones. So the general overseer did it in a way that the youths will have their church, then the married ones will have their church. It was a glorious experience. Started with Pastor Meke's set as a youth pastor, and then, you know, waking up early in the morning, the welfare unit will cook a big pot of rice and cook stew with assorted meat, you know, as what we call assorted meat, the ring part of the intestine of the cow, the liver, the what's it called, the towel, the one they call shaki. Those are the special meats that we used to cook our stew then, and then we call it pepper rice. We add enough pepper. It's like it's special because it's not what you cook on a normal day. And then we use this leaf that they call oko in my dialect in Benin. We call it izoko. That's my dialect in Benin. You wrap it in the leaf, and then the leaf gives it a special aroma that makes the rice, you know, more appetizing and more inviting. So we did that every Sunday. Before we come very early in the morning, we'll cook, we'll bring it to church. And I had a good team of people. My assistant then in the welfare unit was a matron, Sister Sass, a lovely sister, very good, kind-hearted and willing sister, you know. She was a matron. She had a hospital that she was running, her own hospital, you know. She was a matron there, and she was selfless in her service. She will spend that time, she will spend that money. So we did all that. We cook, we leave all those our qualifications. They were short. Everybody in the unit were qualified people. It wasn't just pushed aside. They were either graduates, people that were working in one capacity or the other, or undergraduates. But everybody was selfless. So all of us dropped our certificate and sold rice in leave. What's a normal, you know, what you are expected of people that are not educated and not graduates. We dropped our certificate and we did that, and that was a very good example of humility for us then. You know, I was very impressed at the way everyone in that unit served. So we kept doing that every Sunday. Every Sunday we sold after the first service, we'll come out to sell before the second service starts. And because I was in the choir, most of the time I would leave them there and go inside the church, and then they continue. We had this. She was our secretary. The matron was our treasurer, so she was in charge of the money. And then we leave them there. So most of them would do 2 services. After our youth service, they would stay back during the married people service, and sell food, and then most of the time we have service after service, like I've said before, executive meetings and all that. So we'll sell food, we'll sell rice, and awesome. So we decided to push it further and start and build a place, a restaurant, a youth restaurant for the church, where we'll be doing our sales. So we did that, and we had some issues. We drew out our plan, gave it to our youth pastor, who in turn saw our general overseer, and we got the approval. We're so excited about that. The church wasn't to sponsor the building, we had to do it ourselves. So we called able-bodied youths. I was very good at relating with these able-bodied youths. Some of them don't have time for fellowship, like some of them they only come for Sunday service. But once we need things like that, we know how to cash them and make them bring money out, to support the financial aspect of the youth body. So I was able to rally around this set of people, and then we were able to raise money to start building. But something happened while we were trying to get approval for that space to build on. And then somebody that was very, very popular and very close to the general overseer. I don't want to mention name for sake of integrity and respect, because they are wonderful people. It's just that they did that thing that that nearly cost us a lot. So they came to us and said we cannot build there. We said, but Daddy has given us approval to build there. They said, no, we cannot build there. The woman in particular said her daughter has plan to start to build, to bring a caravan where she can sell food stuff, snacks and stuff, soft drinks too. And we said, well, we are not clashing, because we are selling rice, we're not selling drinks. Our customers can come and buy drinks from you. They're just selling rice, we're not selling drinks, we're not selling snacks. So it's not going to be. I said, no, that same space is where they want to use. But if you had met with the general overseer, he wouldn't have approved this place for us. He has already approved it for us. They said we should stop building. They fought us all through the building that we should not build. And then they went to the pastor, the general overseer, to, try to bend his hand to retrieve that space from us. But thank God for him. Thank God for him. He said, no, they came before you people, and you could never told me about this. And they came before, and I've already approved that land. The highest I can do for you, just to respect you, is you share the space into 2, and then the 2 of you can share the space. So they came, and then they said we were told to share the space. I said, no problem, we are ready to share. It's not our personal business. We are doing whatever we are doing here is for the Lord. It's the Lord's business. We are doing it to help people, to help the needy among us. It's welfare, strictly welfare. And the welfare is not even for those of us that are heading the unit. It's for others in the church, other youths in the church. So it's a selfless thing. We said, no problem, let's cut the space like this. We'll be here, and then you can take the other. They said, no, they have to be on the side that we want, the first side of it. That's the part that we want. Why this dragging and all that? It was a tug of war, but we overcame, and it was a glorious victory for us. But we had to use wisdom, just quiet, keep calm over the whole thing, because of the people that were involved. And as God will have it, you know that the sister involved kept malice with me in particular for a very long time. Even when she settled with the other members of the unit, she refused to settle with me because she felt I was the anchor person that made her not to get that space, or being the leader of the unit and all that. She felt I was overpowering her. But as it was, I didn't do anything. So we had to use wisdom, play with her, cajole until she came around again. She's a very wonderful sister. She's even late now, God bless her memory. It's a small word, some of the things we drag for, they are not worth it. When we die, we can't take it with us. But she was a very wonderful sister, and I still miss her to date. Very wonderful in character. If she has drama for you, you will love drama. So that was it. We overcame that, and we became friends again. She sold her things, brought a caravan, sold her things, and we sold ours also. And we even raised customers for her, because most of the time our people that come to buy food from us, we go to our place to buy drinks for them. So you see, we were actually complementing each other. The only difference was that we were doing it for the church while she was doing it for her personal purse. So we did that, and it was awesome. We had enough food for the church, and people, the church members patronized us. Some we even eat there and say, when I get home, I'm going to sleep. Right? Some we even take home from there. It was a glorious experience, and we did that sacrifice for the people, and it was worthwhile. So after some time, still on that welfare unit, let me just focus on that welfare unit for today. On that welfare unit, after some time, a new youth pastor came up. There was a change in the youth pastor, and just like in the days of Israel, a new government came up that knew not Joseph. But he actually knew me because we attended the same secondary school. He knew me from school, from when I was doing SC. He wasn't even born again then, too, but that had nothing to do with it. So he wasn't born again then, but he knew me from school. And when he came to the church, in this new permanent site where the church was, he met me there also, and we related old times and everything. But as God will have it, he was made the youth pastor, and then the other pastor was stepped down. So he came in and everything was going on until suddenly he started being skeptical about the welfare unit, because the president that was there before trusted us and allowed us to serve with our hearts the way we were doing it. He knew us anyway. He knew that we wouldn't miss things up or turn the money to ourselves. He knew when embezzling. He trusted us, yes. The former youth pastor trusted, but this one came and somehow did not trust us. It was surprising and disappointing anyway. But then what are we going to do? Suddenly he started asking questions around, started asking us to come and hand over. We said, okay. When you have built something beautiful from scratch and then somebody is saying hand over, what do? It's the work of God. Thank God that we were all selfless in the first place. We took the files and everything, the money that was left and everything, the ingredients, we took it over and we handed over. And then when we were reading the minutes and everything, the handover notes, they were like, is this all the money that is left? We were like, what were you expecting? We don't bank money here. As it's coming, we are applying it back into the business or giving it to support youth in the church. There's nothing else we do with it. And the people that are here are people that we trust. My treasurer is somebody that I trust so much. And thank God I wasn't even the one keeping the money, so he can't even fault me. But being the head of the unit, all eyes will also come on you, thinking that you have access to the money also. I didn't have access to the money, and the treasurer was somebody I trusted so well. She would rather add our money than take from it. Yes, she was that kind of person. Stas, wonderful sister. I enjoyed her and I miss her so much. You need people like that in the church. You sleep with your eyes closed. You understand? When you have people like that working with you in the church or working with you in any place. So it was disappointing that they didn't trust us, but we handed over and left. And I don't know how they even ran the unit again, whether they were even able to continue the restaurant or they abandoned it at the end. I don't even know what happened to that unit anymore. I can't remember, but I'm very sure it doesn't exist anymore now. But then we did that, and then we didn't feel bad about it. But while we were there, the church heard of us and the people were blessed. It was a glorious encounter. Do I still have time to talk about the next thing? I don't have time, so I'm going to stop here for today. So let me just say this before I go, that serving God is beautiful. But there are times when you work with people who do not trust you, like this one I just mentioned. Leaders who antagonize you, leaders who feel intimidated with your presence, leaders who pick on you. There are times you work with leaders who pick on you. If you are really doing your part as a member, following without, stressing, obeying the rules, the regulation, obeying, not disobeying, not fighting or your leaders, because there are also members that fight leaders also. Yes. So if you are not fighting your leader, the best thing to do is to stay clear. Yes, I've been in position where I had fracas with leaders. What I did was I stayed clear for peace to reign. Especially when you're in a position that the members are so used to you that they look up to you, and then your presence there is going to make the leader feel stupid sometimes, that kind of thing. I don't know how to put it, but there are situations where the leader is intimidated by you with your presence there, and then other people trust you and want to work with you, and then the leader is feeling like, I don't know how to put it, but there are cases like that where it seems as if you are not a problem to the leader, where meanwhile you are trying to actually help. In cases like that, what you do, you just stay clear to give the leadership room to work without seeing your face of so-called intimidation. And then if you have tried to do all that you can to make things work and it's not working, you just stay away. And that was what I did under that leadership. I just stayed clear and only watched. I still attended meetings. Doesn't mean you should leave the church or leave the meetings. I still attended meetings, but I didn't serve in any position during that tenure. Yes, I didn't serve. Because that was the only unit I was actually holding. The leaders, I was holding in the youth body. I was also a group leader then, but when he came, he restructured and changed leadership, so I wasn't there anymore. And the only welfare where we were serving, he also came there and took it over. And we just handed over, because the truth is that we were actually doing the work. You know, when you're actually doing the work and it's taken from you, you will not feel bad. You will just feel relief. Another burden off my neck. And then you focus on the other things you were doing, because you see how other things you are doing in the church. I see how other things I was doing in the church apart from that welfare unit. So it was a relief. So most of the time when leadership change and people are feeling angry, it's because they were not really doing the work. Those that are doing the work, they'll be relieved. Let me go and rest a little. And that rest, you have time to focus on the other angle, because there are so many gifts in you. You don't just have one talent. You have like 5 talents. So when one is taken from you, you focus on the other 4 and do it, and then you put more time and more energy into that 4, and you bring out the best from that 4. So when you are taking away from leadership, it's not a time to withdraw or leave the church. It's a time to focus on the other gifts in you and bring it out and make it a blessing also. You know, when you are a blessing, you can't stop being a blessing just because one position was taken from you. You continue being a blessing in the other units where you are serving. You look for the other gifts in you and you bring it out. It's only when you don't have other gifts in you that you feel stranded or feel insulted or feel bad when one is taken from you. But when you have enough in you, you just focus on the other angle and keep serving the Lord. So the Lord needs us to serve, and He has given us so much. He said, to whom much is given, much is required. So don't fold your hands, keep serving. If you are having issues serving in one unit, make sure the issue is not coming from you. If it's not coming from you, then focus on the others. If it's coming from you, then work on yourself and change. But if it's not coming from you, focus on the others and keep serving the Lord. There is room for everybody. Have you ever seen the birds clashing into each other in the sky? It's wide enough, it's big enough. It's the same thing with the earth. The earth is as big as the sky also, because the sky covers the earth. So there's room for all of us. So instead of going to a place where you'll be striving and fighting inside the church, go elsewhere where you can enjoy peace and serve with all your heart, and not rubbish your service and end up not getting rewards for your service. Go where you can serve with all your hearts and be appreciated by God and man. May God grant us understanding and help us in our walk with Him in Jesus' name. So till I see you in my next video, keep serving the Lord and keep enjoying awesome testimonies in your walk with God. Bye.